Lisa shares her energy and expertise to encourage and engage her audience in new techniques and proven strategies with her focus on getting your return on investment for any initiative you pursue. It's my pleasure to introduce Lisa Campbell.
It's a pleasure to see such a wonderful group of people here interested in strategy for social media. It's a little bit of a different approach that you may have heard in some of the other social media presentations in the last few years. And it's the approach I take because before you can do social media, and do it means the actual be on Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, because we're all doing it in some capacity, whether it's personally or professionally for our business. But have we really thought about strategically why we're doing it and how we should be doing it so we actually see results and it impacts your business and that you're using that time very wisely? Because one of the things I've found, as you probably have known, our most precious thing is our time. And the time sink of social media especially can be the most daunting piece of it. So to get started, to give me a little bit of context in the room so I know who's here and what you're doing, first of all, if you are using social media, please raise your hand. Okay, anyone here not using social media? Okay, so to give you an idea, I'm going to have a large span of people who are brand new to this concept and what we're doing, and some of you who may be a little bit more advanced. So what I would encourage you to do is listen with an open mind and a beginner's mind. Because there may be some things that you thought you knew, but there may be another twist to it, or maybe something new that I can bring to the table that you may not know already. So just take that in context, because I may cover some beginner type things, but I'm doing that so that you can get the context of when we talk about strategy, why you need to have that background. How do your customers find you? So we talked about internet, right? They're going to Google, Bing, Yahoo, some context there, correct? All right, word of mouth and referrals. Do you get word of mouth and referrals? Yes? Is that a big part of it? And then your traditional marketing. This is not going away. We're not saying traditional marketing is going away. Now with social media, it's a part of your marketing plan. So we have a marketing plan, right? So if we have a marketing plan, if we have social media, we need a social media strategic plan, and that's what we're talking about today. And how does that social media strategic plan integrate with your current marketing strategy? How many of you are just frustrated right now? Is that more likely you're skeptical, like, oh my gosh, I'm doing this, but does it really work? I'm not seeing what I want to see? Well, you need to be very realistic. It's not a panacea. It's not the end-all be-all. You still have traditional marketing. You still have face-to-face. You still have networking. All those components still are part of your strategy. I'm here to tell you it's a viable marketing tool. It's not going away. It's only going to grow. Gen Y, those 20-somethings, they use it. That's our future. They're the ones driving change already. If you have kids or anyone in that Gen Y range, do you ever call them up on the phone? Do you ever send them an email? What do you do? Text. Now because of that, haven't we all become much more text savvy? Don't we all text now with our peers? We were forced to do it. No one told me you're going to love the text. It's going to be the great thing of communication. I was really happy with email and phone calls. I still like them. I see how we've adapted already based on what that generation has pushed on us. What makes you think this is going to go away? So what are the benefits? Why should we be doing social media? Low cost. Most of the tools are free. Do you agree? If you're on any of the three big ones, it doesn't cost you to go there. It creates relationships, community, some trust. That's important. I talked about create the relationship. You want to be able to meet other people you might not normally meet in your normal network. The marketing and public relation aspects are phenomenal. Viral effects are huge. An example would be the Susan Boyle on YouTube. That just exploded. More recently, if you may have seen the video from a wedding where they're dancing down the aisle, they posted that strictly for their family to see, for people who didn't get to go. It exploded. They've been on every morning talk show and et cetera. So you just never know what will take hold, and the viral effects of how people will push things through can have an amazing impact to you and your business. And then the search engine optimization piece. That's very, very critical of how social media interacts with you being found. Because Multiple locations is where your content is. So, the search engines search the social media sites. So you want your content in multiple places, not just your website. And SEO is what we call link-centric. When a search engine is looking for you, it's looking for how many links are pointing back at your website. So it's important to have as many links out there and as many places pointing to you as possible. Outbound marketing is when you're pushing your message out, which is what we're used to, but just think, we get over 2,000 impressions a day of someone pushing a message on us, hoping it just resonates with us. It's like finding that needle in the haystack. Not sell, sell, sell. You will be taken out so fast because there is no tolerance for that in social media at all. Rule of thumb, you give 80, 20% sell. I've heard other gurus out there in social media change that to 95% sharing of value giving, 5% selling. So 20%'s the threshold, no more than that.